What a week from the dollar. Absolutely been crushing it. And if you were able to get in any trades this week, then I'm sure you would have been buying or selling the dollar. The euro hasn't been strong at all, and the pound was at its all-time highs and now starting to do a little reverse. We had some news yesterday that, had an impact on the market and rallied the pound up. So we're not sure where that's going to be going. But what we're going to do today is go over 5 currencies, 5 major pairs, and look at some of the trade examples that you could take advantage of. Let's take a look at the charts and let's go through them. So we're going to take a look at pound USD starting on the 1st, which was on Monday. Now, look at the hourly time frame. This was just too easy. We said on Sunday the dollar is strengthening, the euro has been weak forever, and it just really only made sense that you would be looking for sales this week on this pair. Now, from an hourly perspective, I think the most beautiful opportunity that we can start seeing here, starting the week off, is this reaction at this key level. We have an identifying mark here of price reacting to this level. Now, once this level is created, what you're really looking for the market to do is come back to this level, create a second reaction. So now you have your first tap, which is the level being created, and then your second tap, which is the level being respected. Once you have that, then you know that the bullish sentiment has truly depleted, the bears are in control, the dollar is strong, the euro is weak, and now is probably an opportunity for you to be looking for a trade. And you could have traded this many different ways, scaling down, but from an hourly perspective, what I see as the best opportunity would be this reaction here from this key level. A really strong bearish candle indicating that the bears have taken back over and that there's a very high chance now we could see this market rallying down and continuing to make a new lower low and a downtrend to the downside. So as you can probably see here, going for a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio, managing this into break even 1-to-1 once price moved that range, you would have just been sitting in this trade and a couple of days later really had a nice take profit. Now, that was just one of the trades I thought was just too gorgeous. A very simple trade, not much to think about there. Another trade you could have taken on Euro USD this week was once price broke this structure to make a new lower low, look what we have here. We have a lower high formed, and then we have price coming back to this level, showing signs that we're failing to break above these structures. As you can clearly see here again, we have that identical pattern, which is the double top pattern here. Again, going into the 3rd, which was Wednesday, the dollar is still strong, euro is still weak. Now we have more confirmation that the market is trending down. You only should be looking for sales, and all you're looking for is for evidence and confirmation to take those trades. You can see here multiple wick rejections. How would you have entered this? Let's say you took a sell stop below the structure here, stop loss above the structure with a 25 pip stop loss, and then going for a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio trade. Now, depending on your management, that's all down to your strategy. I can't dictate what you do in terms of your risk management, but if you went break even 1-to-1, it looks like this might have been a break even trade, or if you held it, then that would have been a very nice take profit. Moving forward into Thursday, we can see here that the market's broke below some of these structures here, indicating a new lower low. Then we have price creating a level. Now what we're looking at here again is the same consensus, downtrend, price is creating lower lows and lower highs, dollar is still strong, euro is weak. Once you see price forming a key level in the market like we have here, you can maybe start scaling down to some of your intraday time frames and trying to identify what price is doing. And once you start to see the markets creating that level, you then have supporting evidence to confirm that the sentiment is still very bearish. You may not be looking to trade this immediately because it's a consolidation, and then what you're waiting for the market to do is finally break some of these structures, retest these structures, and then as you can see here on the 5-minute time frame, we have an absolute beautiful opportunity to take a trade with our stop loss above structure, a 7 pip stop loss here, and go for our 1-to-3 targets. Again, in terms of your management, that's all down to you, and I don't think that I'll repeat this again, but this is just such a great example of how you can identify from your higher time frames using multiple time frame confluence, then scale down and find these trading opportunities. So Euro USD in itself was an absolute treat this week. Very simple to trade. Euro was weak, dollar was strong. The trend was easily identifiable from the start of the week, from Monday. The momentum shifts were there, the levels were being created, and wow, I mean, so many opportunities on this pair. Let's take a look at pound USD. So what do we know with pound USD at the start of the week? Well, we know that the dollar was strengthening. The pound was at its all-time highs, not managing to break and make new higher highs. So what could we be looking for here? Well, pound USD and pound in particular has been a little bit difficult to trade, but let's see what we might have been looking for. So from Monday, we can't see much. We do see a strong sentiment of dollar strength here. We expect if the market is going to be reversing, so failing to make new highs, we make a strong push phase, pullback, exhaustion, continuation. Now the thing is here, we could be selling here, we could be selling here, and we could be selling here. Now, how do we eliminate selling these? Well, I think at this stage, you'll have to scale down to your lower time frames, and you have to start identifying some patterns, i.e. how is a trend forming? Now we can see trends forming here, lower lows and lower highs. We can see price breaking out of structures, breaking back in, creating indecisions with these patterns here. And let's say we saw an opportunity to take a sell as part of a downtrend. So let's say we took this in view of dollar being strong. We also took this one here in view of the dollar being strong, also pound at its all-time highs, and we plan to sell this based on the downtrend on the 15-minute time frame. We would have taken this trade 1 to 3, and as you probably can see here, this one would have been a stop loss. So I think once you take a trade like this and you see that this would have been a stop loss, what you want to plan to do is step out of the markets and then wait for the markets to clear up, give you some more concrete evidence that it is trending down and that the sentiment is clearer, and then look for another trade. So let's say at the start of the week we take that and we don't do too well on that trade. Let's continue to find the next best opportunity here. So once price starts to make new highs, you're not anticipating taking any more trades or sells at this moment until the market starts to break the intraday trends, create new lows, and pull back to create new levels. So we have that. Price starts to continue to push to the downside, breaking structural lows, making new lower lows here. And now we're looking for the pullback into a key level, or we're looking for price to create a key level. So let's say we start working with this here. We can see that the market has created a level where it was failing to break above. We break back in, we respect that level. Now, is this a good trading opportunity? It sure is. I mean, the market has created two sequences of events here where prices tried to break and failed, broken back in and respected, and then you go for your 1 to 3 risk reward ratio here. I think in this instance, two things could have happened. You could have got a break-even trade on this one, when I get it right. And I'm just getting a bit OCD here with this, but this could have been potentially a break-even trade. We are selling it because we know the pound is not strong. We know the dollar is strong. It may not be clean, but it makes sense from a behavioral perspective. Breakout, break back in. Nice reaction from this key level to continue to build that confluence as to why we should take this trade. We have a nice bearish candle here indicating the potential momentum to continue down. If you went break even on this trade, you may have been stopped out break even. If you didn't and held it, you would have definitely won this trade. But let's say in this instance, you took a break even trade because price came back. You also have another opportunity when price comes back to take you out. You have a really nice strong bearish candle to the downside. Let's say here we work with a 30 pip stop loss and then go for a 90 pip target here. Well, in this instance, unfortunately, if you went for a stop loss of that size, you would have had to. You probably, again, would have got break even on this trade. So we're not trying to fiddle things here. We'll accept the reality for what it is. Again, if you held this, you would have hit take profit. If you held this, you probably would have hit stop loss. So you have to make informed decisions here. So GU, was it a good pair to trade this week? Well, we didn't know that until the end of the week, but these are some of the patterns you could have worked with and some of the examples you could have attempted to take. And as far as I'm concerned, I think 2 break-even trades and a small loss on a single pair is absolutely perfect. So they're the examples that I see there with pound USD. We've looked at some fantastic opportunities here on Euro USD, and now let's take a look at Euro Yen. So we identified very early on in the week that the dollar was strong, yen was weak. So where was our best possible trading opportunities this week? Well, let's take a look at it from the first, which was Monday. We have price consolidating. We're looking for price to break out this consolidation, create some sort of retest, and then continuations. So let's say now price finally breaks out of this level. It comes back to respect this level. I think your first trading opportunity could have been around this area here. How you got into this is really entirely up to you. But let's say you set this as a 9 pip stop loss and you go for a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio trade. I think in this instance, by the looks of it, you would have hit take profit on this one. And what pattern are we looking at here? We're just looking at a simple break and retest of a consolidation. In the back of your mind, with dollar being strong, yen being weak, and only expecting the market to continue pushing up. So that's something you can consider moving forward. Now, let's say you wasn't comfortable taking this trade because you wanted to see price come back to retest that level, react from that level, and then look to buy. Then look what we have here. We have a double bottom of this consolidation. So you have added confluence. You have a really nice strong bullish candle to the upside, and then you can place your stop loss below the structure, going for, let's say, a 10 pip stop loss and a 30 pip target here. Again, very, very, very simple trade here. All you're thinking in the back of your mind is dollar strength, yen weakness, trend up, buys. By the looks of it, this would have been a break-even trade. Now, moving on to the next trade here, we have price creating these highs, failing to break above. What are we looking for? Well, we're looking for price to clear these levels here so that we can confirm that this bearish pressure is depleted, the markets are more likely to continue pushing up, and then we're looking for support and evidence. So let's say we use a scaling down method now. We have a wick rejection here. Once price breaks above, we're scaling down to, let's say, a 5-minute time frame. Now we're just looking for familiar patterns that we're used to, which is key levels in the market where price is failing to break above, finally breaking above convincingly from a higher time frame perspective, and then looking for the retest, which is this pattern here. Once we have this retest, you're looking to take this trade however you wish to take it. Let's say you take it with a big strong bullish candle to the upside, stop loss below the key level. Let's work with a 6 pip stop loss here. We know the dollar is strong, we know the yen is weak, we know the trend is up. We're looking for the patterns, which is a break and retest, and then we take a scaling down opportunity here on USD JPY. And as you can probably see, once price pushed to 1-to-1, you lock this in at break even, and you would have survived this and won an absolutely beautiful, beautiful trade. So I think the examples here are absolutely gorgeous in my opinion. This could have been a break-even trade or a winning trade. This could have been your second opportunity, which would have been a break-even trade. Then you have your another opportunity, which is a continuation of this trend to the upside, a break above this key level, a retest with a scaling down opportunity, and then a continuation to the upside. Next pair we'll take a look at is Euro JPY. Now we know for sure that the euro has been weak. We also know that if the euro has been weak, there's a very high chance that most of the money or investors will put their money in the yen. So with that being said, what are we looking for with euro yen? Well, we can see from previous weeks that the euro has been really weak. We have evidence of that, of price breaking the structure and breaking structural lows. From Monday, we have our first opportunity here, which is a break and retest. Really nice pin bar here, if that's what you want to call it. Stop loss above structure. Let's say we work with, what could we work with here? A 15 pip stop loss and a 45 pip target. And then let's see the results of this. So once in this trade, you're looking this trade in at break even. And what are the results? Well, it looks like a break even trade. I'm almost sure you would have been taken out by spreads there. So let's move on to our next opportunity. We're looking for price to break structures, create a level, and once price creates a level, we're looking for a continuation. A very simple double top pattern here with price creating a level, respecting the level, in line with the downtrend, in line with euro being weak, and with evidence supporting investors putting their money on the yen. We have another opportunity. We can jump in a trade here. Let's say we go for 13 pip stop loss on this one with a 1-to-3 target. By the looks of it, we would have been struggling in that trade for a while, just in a little bit of drawdown. But it finally did start to kick in and move here. but eventually came back to knock us out at break even. So was this a great pair to trade this week? I think so. Was there opportunities to win trades this week? Absolutely, depending on how you approached it. But I think the most clearest or the easiest or simplest trade ideas were these two here. And I think we step away from this pair at this point. The final one we'll take a look at is pound JPY. Now, I just be honest with you. We know the dollar has been strong, and we know that the pound has been at its all-time highs. We also know that the euro has been weak. When you bring euro yen together, usually you will see the market go down. When you bring pound JPY together, you'll usually see the market go down, especially if those currencies are weak. Well, it makes sense, right? But the point here is this. The pound has been at all-time highs and hasn't really created too much of a clear trend. The yen hasn't really been showing too much strength and this week. So that means that the trends that you see here on pound USD, euro USD, which are much clearer because of strong evidence of the dollar strength, you may struggle with pairs like euro yen and pound JPY. That sounded like so much, but hopefully you'll watch that back and understand what I'm saying. And if you don't, then let's just focus on the process here, right? So we can see price was at its all-time highs, wasn't able to make new highs. We have a break of structure here, and now we're looking for tradable opportunities as part of a potential new downtrend forming. So price starts to break these structures here. We don't really break them, in all honesty. We can see price just consolidated. We finally had our real break here, price pulling back. Now, there was a level created. Was it really respected? Well, there's multiple wick rejections, price breaking out, breaking back in, breaking out, breaking back in. I will be honest with you, from a high time frame perspective, I don't think this was the easiest of pairs to be trading this week. So if you didn't get a good trade on this pair, I don't blame you. From a 15-minute perspective, I'd be looking to trade the trend on the way down once price broke some of these levels here. So let's say I'm looking for a double top. I don't have one. The momentum of this market is pushing bullish, so no trades. Price is respecting these key levels, so I'm looking for a momentum shift down. I don't really see a double top here. Let's say for argument's sake, we go in for a double top here with that bearish candle to the downside. I mean, you may or may not have taken it. You want a one-to-one range back down to this level here. You just about get it. I think you could avoid taking this trade in all honesty, but if you did, it would have been a stop loss. Price comes back, not trading here, back in this range. I'm waiting for price to now continue to push down, break out of this huge consolidation. I think we have a really nice break and retest here. We also have a level in the market where price comes back and respects it. So let's say you take one here after a really long week of not identifying a trade. You go in for, let's say, a 9 pip stop loss, 9 pip, and then a 1 to 3. I think you would have been shy of missing that one, which is an absolute shame here. So maybe a break even on this one. And let's say you come back in for the double top. We have here wick rejections, stop loss above structure again, maybe with a 10 pip stop loss, and then a 1 to 3 target. I think in this instance again, we'd have had a break even trade. So as far as I'm concerned, pound JPY hasn't been the easiest using the break and retest approach. Scaling down methods, maybe. In terms of euro JPY, again, from a high time frame perspective, very easy to trade, but we didn't really fulfill the 1 to 3s here, which is not an issue because, you know, some of you go for 1 to 2, some of you 1 to 1, some of you might got tighter entries, some of you might have held them. You know, the scenarios could be different. USD JPY, absolutely gorgeous. Definitely a winning opportunity here, and definitely an amazing break and retest opportunity here with a scaling down method. Euro USD, the best pair to have been trading this week. So many beautiful opportunities. These are just 3 of the many that you could have been trading on this pair. And pound USD, I think also an absolutely beautiful pair. Again, you could have been trading these so much different on the lower time frames to be fulfilling these ranges here. We're just doing this from the hourly, but I still think that GU and EU were absolute winners. Euro JPY was absolute winners, and I thought I'd share some patterns with you so that you can see what you could be taking advantage of if you're just waiting patiently for these setups to come to you. So guys, that was a lot of talking. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you gained something valuable from these lessons. I just want to say, if you haven't had the best week, just continue to keep your head up, stay focused, remain disciplined, and continue to trust the process. As I always say, if you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, turn on notifications, and until next time, continue to trust the process.